Thanks to this wonderful thing called the internet, you are watching this video right now. But how did the internet get where it is today? Well, let's find out.
The history of internet begins about 50 years ago in the context of the Cold War, where the two superpowers involved, United States and USSR, were divided into socialist and capitalist blocs and disputed powers and hegemonies. In this scenario, the United States, fearing attacks from Russia, has created an information sharing system in order to facilitate war strategies. At the moment, the prototype of the first internet network, the ARPANET, Advanced Research Projects Agency Network, appears. On October 29, 1969, the first connection was established between the University of California and the Stanford Research Institute. It was a historic moment since the first email was sent. Back in the 90s, a British scientist, physicist and professor, Tim Berners-Lee, developed a browser, the World Wide Web, www. The 19th became the decade known as the Internet boom, as it became popular around the world with the emergence of new browsers, Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox, and Google Chrome, and the increasing numbers of users. Faced with this, there is a great proliferation of websites, chats, social networks, making the Internet or global network of connected computers. Some scholars believe that the Internet was an important and decisive landmark in technology evolution. This is because it was overcome barriers by bringing people, cultures, worlds, and information closer together. This fact, they said, had not happened since the arrival of television in the 1950s. Nowadays, the Internet is used worldwide as a tool for work, entertainment, communication, education, information. So it's common to hear, "I do not live without internet." So let's check it out some pros and cons of the internet.
The main aim of the internet has always been communication, which has made everything much closer accessible. No weekend communication is fraction of a second reach people from all over the world, establish social relationships of virtual friendship, share old thoughts, explore other cultures. In education, these means of communication can be used at the time of an informal conversation outside the classroom time between teachers and students, in which question can be taken or either for some activity can be exchanged through message.
Information is probably the biggest advantage because we can find any kind of information on any subject due to the fact that it's available online. There are also search aids, the search engines that provide us with great contact of websites related to the keyword we want to search for, such as Google. In addition, we highlight the information, systemize it, and offer through the distance courses, be they graduation, postgraduate, lectures, training, video conferences, and many other ways to access information and acquire our improved knowledge. 100% online education is a premise of the 21st century, where young and adult students can enroll in courses and conduct them in their own home, such as information comes through videotapes. It can be imbibed in the school model.
Entertainment is another very popular reason why many people surf the internet. You can download games, music, movies, videos, books, chats, or just surf. Because when people browse, there are many things that can be found, such as rubbish, curiosity, news, among many others that can be shared. Education can take ownership of this factory and bring it into the classrooms or provide entertainment source that relates 2. The content studied in virtual learning environments, be it a movie, a series, a game, or even a social network that can provide valuable information for the learners.
The internet has broken through the boundaries of the news world in a surprising way. Who would have imagined 30 years ago to watch in real time something like what happened on 9/11 with the World Trade Center in the USA? It has never been so easy and quick to access news from around the world and to know everything that happens as it happens. Finding information and bringing it into the classroom is not difficult because with the advent of the internet, teachers can relate what happened yesterday, for example, with the class they will give today.
So, as cons, we often identify on internet very superficial or discontextualized approaches to the subjects presented. This becomes a bad side because many people, for convenience, do not seek depth and end up taking information without foundation as absolute true. Students, when they need to submit a survey, do not look for the sources and hand over copies of badly jobs to teachers. That is why it's important to have them accurate and do not believe everything that is on the first site they click, because the superficiality and plagiarism on the internet is a really big thing nowadays.
Especially in distance course interactions and skills because it is a no classroom without the help of the teacher in front of him or exchange information with classmates. Since this process of online tuition is something that is done alone, taking question at the exact moment of the lesson does not happen and emails can be sent. But the answer will not be so dynamic. Lack of interaction does not just happen in schools. It is very common to find people of the most diverse ages relating to a mobile device rather than being in contact with physical person.
This is a major threat to lives of everyone, especially minors, in which contact with pornography can lead to imbalance and numerous disturbances in the healthy minds of students. This is a very serious issue related to the internet, as there are thousands of pornographic sites which can be easily viewed and found, requiring much care and attention from adults. In addition, social networks and numerous sites hide pedophiles who are made friends to try a rapprochement of children and teenagers. And the school institution has a fundamental role in raising answers of its students in the face of this danger. Teachers should not only work with the internet in the classroom, but explain what types of people exist in them and guide the learners to talk with their parents or even with the teaching staff if something strange happens.
It's public knowledge that violence is everywhere. However, on the internet, we have to stay even more attentive. It's important to assist in training and follow the vision of our children/students on the subject in order to collaborate so that they have habits and contact with information that do not incite violence, because there are thousands of sites that present and encouraging it, including recruiting adolescents and young people to take up positions related to terrorism. Also, with the advent of the internet, violence gains a new form, cyberbullying. This type of aggression affects a student's learning and relationship with others. Her classmates practice this violence virtually.
In conclusion, we can agree that internet it's a great platform to have access to all the world.
It allows so many things, information, communications.
If we thought about it, our entire life spins around it, which is great because we can stay connected with all the world. But it is also dangerous if you let her control each and every aspect of your life. So, you know the drill, stay connected but not too much.